And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Myself cajoshikumar. In this video we are going to cover presumptive taxation for non-resident. Very important for exams because ICA can test you 4 marks descriptive question or even from MCQ standpoint also. ICA will keep testing you from these sections, so this video is going to be very important. Watch it till the end. Okay, our first section is 44C, which talks about head office expenses. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? There is a head office in the foreign country and it has a branch in India. Okay, what this head office does is it allocates its expenses to all its branches. So in the same way, it has allocated head office expenses to Indian branch. Okay, head office expense. Obviously, Indian branch will have its own sales. It will record sales on the credit side, and it is claiming huge amount of head office expenses. And ultimately, end result, they are showing losses in their books. Okay, so department said this is how it does not work. You cannot claim as much as you want. There should be a certain limit on head office expenses. So that's when they have come up with this formula. They said we will allow only 5% of adjusted total income, okay, or actual head office expenses, whichever is lower. Okay, now how do you calculate adjusted total income? So for that they have given us a formula. So you need to start with total income of the PE. I'm telling you total income, not the net profit. See here, if you see, this is your computation. Okay, here you will add salary income, PGBP, capital gains, other sources, and then you will come up with the total income, right? So first start with your total income. Okay, this is your total income, and there are certain items that you need to add back, because to derive this total income, certain items were already considered. Okay, so certain items you need to add back. Now what are those? Allowable under this section, that is whatever head office expenses that they have claimed already. See, this head office expenses, whatever they have claimed already, that needs to be added back. Done. Unabsorbed depreciation. See, depreciation under section 32 is allowed. Unabsorbed depreciation should be carried forward to next year, but they have already considered here unabsorbed depreciation, so that's the reason you are adding it back. Okay, and then capital expenditure. See, revenue expenditure is allowed, capital expenditure is not allowed. Okay, so add it back. Any brought forward losses are set off. Brought forward short-term capital loss, brought forward losses set off. So those brought forward things needs to be added back, because for calculating adjusted total income, you are seeing what is the current year total income. Okay, so if any adjustment is given for brought forward losses, need to be added back. Deduction under chapter 6 है. See, total income comes here, and यहाँ पे आप chapter 6 से deductions देंगे, but they have already considered above only, so that's the reason you are adding it back. Chapter 6 से deductions. So here, up until here, logic wise also it is clear now. Now there are certain items that you need to not add back, like long-term capital loss. Now understand, long-term capital loss comes under your capital gain, correct? So whenever there is a long-term capital loss, with whom you will set off? You will not set off with PGBP, salary or other sources, because capital loss is untouchable. You have to set it off with long-term capital gains only. So if there is a loss here, that will be carried forward to future year. Okay, and that will be set off with long-term capital gains. So even if they have considered in the above, that will not affect your total income. So that's the reason you are not adding it up. Okay, current year depreciation. See, unabsorbed depreciation you added back, because that needs to be carried forward. Current year depreciation is allowed. So even if they have considered above, you're not doing anything. You're not adding it up. Okay, expenditure on voluntary retirement scheme. 1/5 of the portion is allowed. Okay, if they have considered 1/5 of the portion to derive in, if they have considered here 1/5 of the portion to come to total income, that is allowed. Anything more than 1/5, you need to add it back. So up until 1/5, don't add. Okay, so that is how you will be calculating adjusted total income. You will get adjusted total income, and if adjusted total income is a loss, okay, if it is a loss, then you should consider last 3 years average adjusted total income should be considered. There's a question on this. Let's do it quickly. अगर आपको अच्छा लगा तो please hit the like and subscribe button. Very important for me. Okay. So this is the question which is asked in January 26 RTP. So it is important. Okay. And in this question they have given you clearly that head office incurred certain administrative expenses outside India and allocated 185 lakhs to Indian branch. Indian branch को 185 lakhs head office expense allocate करें. And then they said that adjusted total income is a loss. They have clearly given in the question itself that adjusted total income is a loss. So whenever the adjusted total income is a loss, you need to consider last 3 years ka adjusted total income. You need to take the average of the 3. Let's quickly do the adjusted total income for 22-23. Okay, you will start with your total income, correct? 18 lakhs. You started with 18 lakhs. Okay, depreciation you're not going to do anything. Current year depreciation is allowable. Okay, see again, current year depreciation you're not doing anything, you're not adding it back. Unabsorbed depreciation 12 lakhs is there, that should be added back. See, 12 lakhs added back, unabsorbed depreciation. Chapter 6 deductions also you need to add it back. if you see chapter 6A deductions, 21 lakhs is added back. Okay, now any brought forward losses, okay, brought forward speculative losses, this 2 lakhs and this 2 lakhs should be added. Brought forward and one more brought forward, yeah, this 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs has been added. And here if you see long term capital loss, wo log kuch bhi nahi kare. As I told you, long term capital loss will not affect your total income, so they have not done anything to long term capital loss. See, long term capital loss, they have not done anything. Okay, and then the last one, expenditure up to 1/5 is allowed, correct? Expenditure on voluntary retirement up to 1/5 it is allowed. तो यहाँ पे 150 है 4 lakhs, so that's the reason they did not do anything here. And then ultimately whatever head office expenditure is allocated, no, that you need to add it back. Understood till here? So that's how you will get adjusted total income for all the three, and you need to do the average, so you will get this. And you need to apply the formula 5% of the adjusted total income. You will get 12 lakhs, and then the actual, and then what is the actual expense allocated? That is 185 lakhs. Okay, so this one or 185 lakhs, whichever is lower, will be allowed. Only 12 lakhs will be allowed, not 185 lakhs. Got it? So that's how it is. Do it for all the 3 years and you will understand. So that is your 44C wala section. Very important, very important. So do it for yourself once for better understanding. Okay, like or subscribe to marna hai bhai. Anyways, let's get started with 44 BBC. 44 BBC is also a new section which talks about C stands for cruise shipping. Okay, whatever amount you have collected, out of that 20% you have to show as profit. Okay, any amount charged or received for carriage of passengers. This talks about carriage of passengers by SSC or on behalf of the SSC. Whatever amount you have collected, you have to show 20% as profit. Okay, that is your 44 BBC. 44 BBA talks about A stands for aircraft. Okay, A stands for aircraft, 5%. यहाँ पे फॉर्मूला है, ये अच्छे से सुनना. अमाउंट चार्ज फॉर कैरेज ऑफ पैसेंजर्स, लाइफ स्टॉक, मेल्स और गुड्स फ्रॉम एनी पोर्ट इन इंडिया. Where you are getting the amount, it doesn't matter. If you are carrying from any port in India, you should consider that amount. Next, see, amount received in India for carrying from any other port outside India. अगर तुम outside India से लेके आ रहे हो and that amount you are receiving in India, then these two amounts you have to consider and multiply with 5% and show that as a profit. Got it? This is your aircraft business. इसके against में you will not get 28 to 25 shall not apply, and no deduction of any expenditure. You will not get any expenditure get deduction. Same, no deduction of any expenditure. Flat, whatever amount that you receive, it's for 20%. Whatever amount you receive, 5%. 44B talks about business, shipping business. B stands for business, shipping business. Okay, the rate is 7.5%, and this formula is same for aircraft and shipping business. Okay, once give a reading and you will understand it. Same, nothing will apply 28 to 43 and no deduction of any expenditure. Okay, 44B also done. There's a September 25 में MCQ पूछा गया इस पे. So and then the last two sections, 44BB, it talks about business of providing services relating to supply of plant and machinery on hire. Okay, are used in prospecting, extraction or production of mineral oils. If they are giving plant and machinery on hire for this purpose, whatever amount that you are receiving, you should show at least 10% as your profit. Okay, on gross receipts. If you want to show less than 10%, you need to maintain books of accounts. Okay, and no deductions of any expenditure, no set of कुछ भी नहीं. Whatever gross receipts that you are getting, 10% उसको डाल देना. Correct? Now 44 triple B, only for foreign companies. Very important, this is applicable only for foreign companies. Foreign companies engaged in business of civil construction or erection of plant and machinery relating to turnkey projects. Okay, whatever gross receipts that you're getting, 10% on that you have to show it as profits. If you want to show less, then maintain books of accounts. Clear? So this comes to an end, and with I think by end of the day or by end of tomorrow, I'll be uploading all the non-resident taxation videos. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep going, and all the best for your exams as well, guys. See you all in another video. Let's go.